Kia ora, good evening. This is Hamilton. I'm a licensed immigration advisor, services. We are based in Hamilton, and we've got a big team back in India who are student advisors, and also we've got a few licensed immigration advisors to what do you say, get their licenses very, very soon. And we are a team headed by a licensed immigration advisor. That's Arun Jacob. A lot of you might know him very well because follow his you'll do follow his YouTube channel and our Facebook page and group. So yeah, so today I quickly see a lot of people joining in. I'm just gonna wait for a bit before we get started. So yeah, so a little bit more about us. We are migration and an education services company. We're based in Hamilton. We are 100% Kiwi per company, and also we provide guidance not just to students who would like to come to New Zealand, but we also assist migrants from overseas and from within New Zealand to apply for various categories of visas. That includes resident visas and work visas, partnership-based visas. So we do the whole lot. So please be aware that you can take advice only from a licensed immigration advisor for any kind of migration pathways or visas to New Zealand. Unlicensed advisors are only limited to provide information regarding student visas, and that to offshore. Okay, so if you are based here in New Zealand, then you are required to have a license to provide immigration advice. Okay, so yeah, so today I'm just I get started because a lot of people have called us, and a lot of people were interested to get some clarity about the most recent changes in the work visas that have happened. This was announced earlier this week on the 17th. This was announced by Immigration New Zealand. The immigration minister had announced that there are going to be changes for temporary work visas. So a lot of them panicked and immediately called us, asking us, questions. How is it going to impact us? People here and the ones who are still in their home country, they have called. So that's the main reason I'm waiting till I get started with my session, because this is important, and I see quite a few people already joining in. So yeah, we can get started. Thank you very much. My team's online. My team is joined. Thank you so much, team. And okay, so they're also quite keen to understand what these changes are. So we'll get started. Okay, before I go ahead and provide any information, I am going to share my license card with you guys. This is my license. My license number is 2018011050, which you could go on the Immigration Advisors Authority website and cross-check. This will tell you about my license. So just give me a second, guys. I'm unable to see the comments on my page. Just a second. Let me see if I'm missing out some comments. No, okay, the comments are coming in, no problem about that. Okay, so, okay, what are the changes? All those who are interested to understand what are those changes, okay? So these changes that have been announced by Immigration New Zealand are to temporary work visas. Okay, and there are about 6 temporary work visas at the moment. That also includes essential skills work visas. And there are a couple of other categories of existing work visas. Okay, so this does not, please understand, this does not include post-study work visas or student visas. We are talking about temporary entry work visas. And the most important one and the most common one is the essential skills visa. Okay, so the essentials. So what's happening is, earlier essential skills. If there's an employer here in New Zealand and who's willing to give you an offer, you could be based in New Zealand or offshore. So if you have a job offer letter, the employer can sponsor your visa. Okay, they can basically support your visa application by proving to Immigration New Zealand that there were no New Zealanders to for that position, and that is the reason they are hiring you. You could be based here in New Zealand, or you could be based in overseas, doesn't matter. So if the employer is giving you an offer, and there are certain steps and processes for them to hire. So now immigration is changing that, and they are making it an accreditation process where employers will have to be it will basically be there will be certain levels of checks, and there will be certain checks put in place for the employer, for the job, and the worker. Okay, so it will involve in three stages, not like before where they just advertise and show they're no New Zealanders and then apply. So this is going to be there is going to be a change. Okay, so this does not include job search visa, which students get, a post study work visa, which students are eligible for after finishing their program. Okay, now the second part of the change is for talent accredited work visa. Okay, now what does talent accredited work visa mean? A lot of you people, I think, in fact, this morning I got a strange call. Somebody called and told me, I am looking, and not this morning, earlier this week, somebody called and told me that, hey, I'm finishing my course. I'm looking for a accredited employer. I said, why? He said, oh, I heard that it's easier. That's the only pathway available for a resident visa. This is the problem. I think what happens is, see, y'all are, you, you know, there are people specifically who are trained to interpret immigration instructions, and those are us immigration advisors and lawyers. So if you as a layperson read immigration advice, you are bound to get confused. Okay, so please, first of all, stop hitting the panic button. All of you who are watching this live session, stop hitting the button, because as a migrant myself, I was not born in this country. I'm not a citizen by birth, or I am just a migrant like yourselves. And on the outset, I am looking at these changes. I can clearly see that there is a purpose why these changes are being done. There are various reasons behind. Somebody commented the other day and say, why are they making it difficult for us? No, immigration's purpose of having to continuously change and refine policies is, number one, to protect New Zealand borders. Second, to make the process clear and seamless. Okay, and third one is to ensure that the high quality migrants come into the country. Okay, high quality migrants. So what happens when high quality migrants come? The job opportunities will increase. You guys will have to understand that if high quality migrants are coming in, that means the quality of life will be better here. Okay, the country's labor market will increase, will get better, the economy will get better. Okay, there'll be more qualified migrants in the country. Okay, and it is important to understand that immigration's purpose is not to make life difficult for everybody. Their job is to protect their borders. Their job is to ensure they're more skilled migrants. Understand that New Zealand is not big as an economy like the US or Canada or UK. We are a smaller economy, and we have lesser population, right? So we immigration New Zealand cannot as a country survive without having migrants coming in. Okay, so they will not stop migrants. They don't want to stop migrants. Understand that. In fact, last year there was a policy change. They have given an open door policy for all students to stay for 3 years who have studied a level 9 and above, but lesser for the lower programs. Why? Can you see the quality will be better for people who study a level 8, not level 9, but level 8. Level 8 above, you're looking at a quality change. That means 6.5 IELTS. All those who have um, studying a level 8, that means their English levels are going to be high. That means you're getting better skilled migrants for the country. You'll have better neighbors, guys. Tomorrow when you'll get a resident visa, you all will have better neighbors, you'll have better friends, you'll have better colleagues. You will not feel this guy is not worth it and how come he's come into this country. You will not feel that. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, the purpose of immigration continuously refining these policies is not to scare away migrants. Okay, now the all those people who will actually need these other categories of visas, especially students who come through student pathways, if you all are worried, please understand you all are being given 3 years to find yourself a job. Okay, if you're able to find yourself a job in those 3 years, more than likely 80 to 90% of you will qualify for your resident visa through the skilled migrant category. Okay, if in 3 years you're still not able to find yourself a job, then there's certainly a problem. Okay, and that's when you will need those other categories of visas. Okay, there are no changes to skilled migrant category. Yes, there was a threshold change earlier last year. There was the salary threshold which was put, and then there was a further change to $25 an hour. But trust me, guys, all our students who are able to crack themselves a job are able to, especially the ones with minimum about 3 years work experience, previous work experience, are coming to us with salaries of about 52,000 and above. In fact, a lot of them have got more than that, a much higher salary. I have people from IT, we have people from non IT backgrounds, business, supply chain, logistics. There are various areas people are finding jobs with the meeting the salary threshold and qualifying for a resident visa under the skilled migrant category. Okay, now moving on to the second change, which is the talent accredited work visa. So the changes, the main change that is happening over there is that the salary threshold is increased from $55,000 to $79,000, 560, I think, precisely. I don't have that information right now with me, but there is that. So again, talent accredited is another category of resident pathway. It is a work to resident pathway. But 80 to 90% of the students coming in only go through the skilled migrant category, not through the talent accredited. Talent accredited happens, it is basically a work visa where you are on a work visa with an employer for 2 years. Okay, it is a work visa, guys. Again, it's not a direct resident visa pathway. You will have to be with an employer for 2 years at a salary level, and then you will qualify for a resident visa at the end of it. This is best for people who are not able to get 160 points for various reasons. There could be people who are, very who have crossed the age bracket to get a lot of points. There could be people who are not able to meet English language requirements. 6.5 is very tough for them to get. It is for them. It is for people who, no matter what they do, they're unable to get to that 160 points. And it is for people who are not in a rush. They're saying, okay, we don't care. It doesn't matter if it takes time. All I need is a work visa. Or for people who are applying from overseas, it's a best option for them because they get a 2 years visa for sure. They're here in the country and then they get their residence visa. So you will have to understand each of these pathways are different, and each of you will qualify for different categories of pathways. You will not qualify for the same category. You could have an offer from a talent accredited, you could have an offer from an accredited employer, but it's not necessary that you have to apply under that category only. I you need to weigh your options. SMC means you will apply for a resident visa and you will get it as soon as your resident visa is approved. You will be a resident here. You are no longer on a work visa. That means you are not tied to an employer. That means there is no mandatory thing that you have to be employed. Definitely all you could do is you could just quit and start a business on your own because you're a resident. But with the talent accredited pathway, you're supposed to be with that employer for 2 years. Okay, so I'm requesting all you guys who are looking at this video today. I see there's a huge number of followers. We have about 65 people watching this. It is important for you to understand that New Zealand as a country offers many pathways for resident visa. The first step will be for you to come through a student visa for a lot of you because you may not qualify under the skilled migrant category. If you have an offer, guys, then you talk to us and we will tell you what pathway. If you don't have an offer, you send your CVs to us and we will tell you what pathway you will qualify for. Okay, so that is what will happen with the new policy changes. There is nothing to worry about. Students, all my dear students who are here, AJB students, please stop worrying. Okay, your job is to finish your course successfully, find yourselves a job, and come to us and tell us, Mary, this is the offer. Tell me, how does it work? Okay, and I will tell you which will be the pathways available, pros and cons, then you decide. Okay, all those who have an offer already, you could still come to me and talk to me and say, okay, you know what, I don't meet the salary threshold, what next? With the new policy changes, I am in this role right now, what next? If you want to do that, you guys can send us an email to immigrationadvisor@ajbglobal.com. I'm sure a lot of you understand English. I'm sure a lot of you understand the simple English that I'm talking to. I will be really, really surprised if you guys again call and ask me, how will I get my resident visa? I'm on a student visa with these new changes. I will be disappointed if you're going to send me an email saying that. Instead, send me your offer letters, and then you all will ask me what pathway is available. I will tell you all. But there is nothing to be worried. There's no changes in the skilled migrant category. There is no changes in the student visa category. There is no changes in the post study work visa category. It all remains the same. And partners of these work visa, these student or post study work visa holders remain the same. Okay, so stop panicking, everybody, and I hope you guys will enjoy the rest of the session. So we'll get started. I think there are some questions coming in, or I think a lot of them are just quietly listening. So we'll get, if you still have any questions after what I've told you, I'll be happy to answer. But the other thing is, I do not have clarity on what the instructions are exactly going to be, because um, those have not been announced yet. Okay, I know for a fact all those students who have come couple of years ago, possibly before 2016, a lot of you must be on essential skills work visa right now, because the post study work visa was only 1 year, and then there was something called a post study employer assisted, and then you would have got onto essential skills. I know for a fact that a lot of you from prior to 2016 must be on that visa. If y'all are if y'all your visas are expiring after, uh, there's no set date that immigration has announced when the policy will change. This will be announced over these next 21 months. It's not announced yet. There's nothing to, as I said, there's nothing much we can do at the moment. If your visas are expiring in the next few months, I would recommend you to apply before the policy changes happen, if your employer is willing to assist you. Else, if your visas are expiring by next year, you'll have to just wait and see what the new policies mean. Again, guys, it's not necessary that it's going to be a problem. Okay, the thing is, all these employers will be checked, and the what do you say, uh, the exploitation is going to come down. Okay, I know for a fact that a lot of employers are exploiting people, and this accreditation, this kind of a process which immigration is now trying to do, is purely to ensure that the exploitation comes down and the skilled people get those jobs. Okay, people who are suitably qualified for those positions, and also ensuring that there are no New Zealanders for those positions. Let's not forget, New Zealand is saying New Zealanders, they don't necessarily have to be the local Kiwis here. They are the main migrants who have come here and who have got their resident visa. Each year, there are about 60,000 people who get resident visas. So when New Zealand says New Zealanders, Immigration New Zealand, it also includes them. It also includes those migrants who are here on resident visas. Okay, it doesn't only mean locals, as in the Kiwis here. Okay, so I think that's another thing that a lot of people think, is that, oh, they are being partial to the Kiwis, local Kiwis who were born here. It doesn't work like that. It is for all resident visa holders. That who are here living in New Zealand. They are saying that we would like them to also find those, be assessed for those roles first, and then being, offered jobs to migrants. So yes, these are all way too many technical things. Please do not break your heads with that. We are here to provide advice. That is the reason we are here to provide advice. Okay, right. So moving on, let's get started with the questions. We're almost half an hour through the session. So we'll start checking what comments have come in. First one is by Gohel Mahesh, who says, hi, Gohel, thanks a lot for coming. online. Gohel says possible to work visa. Okay. Well, I just explained the policies are changing. We might as well. Um, so that is that. There is a lot of changes happening right now, so we might as well wait for that, right? So okay. So next question we have is from Kiran Lal, who says, "Well done, thank you." We've we've got a few questions that are all getting jumbled up. Just give me a second, please. Okay, it's just going all over the place, guys. Just give me a few seconds, please. Right. So, yeah, Vipin Diman says, "What is sector agreement under new rules?" Vipin, I cannot give you that clarity at the moment because uh, Immigration New Zealand has not announced details of the policy. So I'd like you to wait a little further. And once we have more clarity on that, we will be able to provide that clarity to you. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. Next, we have Hinok Gebewa, who says, "Hi, I'm Hinok. I'm from Ethiopia, Africa, and I've finished my bachelor's degree in civil engineering and worked for more than 5 years. And I would like to migrate to New Zealand as skilled worker. And I have goes to through the point indicator of immigration website. I secured enough marks eligible, but AJV advisor told me I need to learn graduate course. So my question is, will I succeed with skilled migrant visa through the pool?" Okay. Enoch, first of all, I have not, as a licensed advisor, I your profile. Hence, I will not be able to advise you on that. I would recommend you to send us an email at immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com so that I can assess your profile and advise what pathways you're eligible for. And if you have enough points, because as far as I can see, you just have 5 years. So 5 years is normally less. You need to have 160 points in order to be selected from the pool and then being assessed for a skilled migrant category job search visa, because the main criteria to get a resident visa under the skilled migrant category is to either have a 2 years masters from New Zealand or to get a job offer. So if you don't have either one of them, you will not qualify for a direct resident visa. You will be required to apply for something called a job skilled migrant category job search visa, and that will give you 12 months time to come into the country and find yourself a job. Okay, so what I would recommend you to do is to first send us an email to immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com for me to do an assessment and come back to you further on this. Okay, thank you. Vipin Daman says, "What occupation will come under sector agreement?" Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that question and I came back. So, yeah, so we don't have clarity about that. You will have to wait till we get further clarity. Okay, Persyada Jairam says, "Hi, if someone with work visa as spouse of a candidate doing higher studies, what would be the minimum salary threshold for getting a resident visa?" Jairam, as I just mentioned, it depends on the category. So more than likely, if you're applying under the accredited work to residency pathway, then that will be whatever it is going to be changed to 79,520, I guess. Definitely changed from 55,000. And if you're applying under the skilled migrant category, it is $52,000 or $25 an hour, like I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Okay, I hope I've clarified that for you. Thank you. Okay, Ankit Vagela comes back and says, "Thanks for clarifying, Mary. I had a few of my classmates worried as well. Kapai to you too, and enjoy the sunny weekend ahead." Thanks a lot. Ankit, a lot of our Maori learning, fascination has rubbed on to you students. one of our students has come in recently. Welcome up, Mavri. I think that's the way to go, man. Yeah. And yeah, I think a lot of them have been worried, and and I think it was important for us to do. I think in about 2 days we almost got about 30 to 40 phone calls, emails. So we thought it was important to get this clarification out. Okay, so I'm happy it helped. Thank you. Chaman Saida Sadhya says hi, hi. Thank you very much. Okay, and we have Aaron Kong, one of our other students, who says, I would like to schedule some time to come and meet you to discuss my situation under the current visa situation. Really appreciate all you're doing for us. Aaron, thank you very much. We've been waiting to meet you. I hadn't had the opportunity to see you since the time we arrived and you arrived. So why don't you make it to the office? We are at 426 Victoria Street, right in the city center. Okay, so come over and we'll be glad to say hello to you and your family. Okay. Thank you, Aaron. See you soon. Right. Next question we have Rana Abu Bakar, who says, I'm civil engineer, 5 years experience, want to migrate to New Zealand. Which visa suits me? I'm 26 years old. Rana, you again, I would say best will be for you to send us an email to immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. We will assess and come back to you regarding the pathways that you're eligible for, and after that, you could talk further to us about your feasibility. If you're not qualifying for a direct migrant visa, what happens next and things like that. So just send us an email to immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Next question. Guys, I just forgot to mention, all AJV students, please start off with saying I'm an AJV student. And if you're not an AJV student, please mention your phone numbers so that I can clarify those doubts for you. Okay, because without contact details, it's very difficult for me to respond to your comments. So please ensure that you send me your details. Okay, thank you. Vippan comes back and says, I am concerned about nursing profession in the future. Actually, my wife is studying nursing. Will these affect residency pathways in the future? Vipin, I just said it is, I think you're getting too worried. Yeah. Policy changes are always bound to happen. And whenever your wife qualifies for a resident visa, at that point in time, whatever policies apply, we will see. Because right now, I don't see any drastic changes that will happen. As I mentioned earlier, Immigration New Zealand is not here to cut down numbers because the country cannot survive without migrants, right? So it is to modulate a lot of things. It is to filter out, and have better processes. So that's their motto, that's their goal. So I think you shouldn't be worried at this stage. If there will be changes, there will be changes, and only at that point in time we can tell if it will work against us or not. Okay. Right. So, yeah, so ask your wife to contact us if she's already here in New Zealand. Ask her to contact us on 0800 696977, which basically translates to 0800 my NZPR. Okay. So ask her to contact us, and we'll be more than happy to lend her some understanding as to how these things will work in the future. Okay. Thank you. I think the key for all students is to crack that job. It's as simple as that. In fact, I was reading out, I just wrote an email, one of my students who's based in India. He had this questions about ANSCO code and everything. Even before coming here, he had all these listed down, saying, okay, whether I'm all the LTSSL or not, how does it work? My simple response to him was, all pathways have the element of you finding a job, or pretty much all the pathways to settle in New Zealand. The key is to find yourself a job, a skilled job. If you find that skilled job, then there are many, many pathways. Please understand that as a migrant, you're also supposed to contribute to the country, right? So 90% of the pathways available to become a resident visa is through skilled employment. You need to find employment, and which will lead you to become a resident visa, and there are very different pathways available. So do a course that is job oriented, do a course that will add value to your skills. Right now, rightly, one of our colleagues, Duncan, who is the international marketing manager for QRC, which is Queenstown Resort College, and it's down south in Queenstown. They have these amazing programs in adventure tourism, hospitality. These programs are not available in higher levels. They're only at level 6 and level 7. So Duncan just, while I was talking about these changes, Duncan just, kind of cautioned me that they are good quality level 6, level 7 programs. Yes, there are good quality. I do not take away from that fact. But in the past, I'm sure, Duncan, you will also agree to this, that there was a lot of misuse of the lower level programs. Also there was in between also the IELTS was waived out. So you had a lot of people coming in who did not meet that quality. But now I see with immigration, with us advisors working with immigration and all that, there's so much of quality even in the lower level programs. Obviously, the IELTS, first of all, the IELTS bar was raised for courses at level 6 to 6 IELTS. So there is definite quality. I think there is a lot of focus now on quality even for those level programs. So I will not disagree that there are uh, uh, the quality of the lower levels also are very high. Yes. And even if you come for those level programs, guys, eventually finding a job is the key. It's as simple as that. Even if you could come for a level 5, level 6, in fact, people coming for culinary programs are only going to come at a level 4, level 5. But then chefs are in the long term skill shortage. So I cannot say that, oh, you should do a masters if you're coming here for a culinary level program. No, you cannot do a master's because there's no master's available in New Zealand. Highest available is actually level 7 bachelor's. But otherwise, a level 4, level 5 is more than enough to qualify under the skill shortage list. Okay. So, Duncan, I completely take your point. We cannot say that they are bad quality programs. I'm only talking about the ones who had already come in through so much of consideration that happened in the past, and I'm sure you will agree to me as well. I have sent recently one very very good student to QRC on a level 7 program. He's got a good interest in the program and he's going to join you guys soon. So yes, thanks a lot for cautioning me, but I will not deny that level 6, level 7 also has some amazing programs. Okay, so yes, coming here on a good quality program that leads you to jobs is the key. That's it. Doesn't matter at what level you come, but you need to be at that skill level. You need to have that English level ability. Otherwise, you're going to struggle here in New Zealand. As simple as that. Yeah. So moving on to the next question. We have Henok, who comes back and says, "Thanks. I will email you. By the way, I have to use a professor who looks like you in the campus." Oh, okay. Oh, you had a professor who looks like you. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Right. Next. Next question coming in is from Rana, who says, "Thanks for the okay, thanks for the shout out." Okay, you're welcome, Duncan. Yeah. Um, AJ, okay, sorry. We've got Mohammed Sajid who says, "Hi, Mary. I'm an automation software tester. I have been suggested to do masters in PG in IT by AJB team. I have career options after pursuing those software." Okay, are you asking me about that? Okay, do you still think I must pursue masters prior um without prior experience as a software developer, or should I gain some experience and pursue masters? Good question, Sajid. If you already are a software tester, you must be having some years of experience. So what is your purpose of doing a master's is the question. Are you trying to do a master's to gain a degree, or are you trying to do a master's as a pathway? That is the question. So it is very difficult for me to answer this without understanding what your career goal is, what your goal is to do this master's. Okay, so what I would recommend you to do is to send me an email. Okay, send it to immigrationadvisor@ajbglobal.com. I will connect to you after this. Okay, and then we'll see how it goes, because I need to really understand what your end goal is it to get a degree, or is it to now, because if you're coming along with your spouse, you will have to do a master's. You don't have a choice. So we need to understand what your overall goal is, what your overall plan is. Okay, so send me an email and then we will discuss what options will be better for you. Or the other way to do is to ask your advisor to connect you to me, so that we can take it from there. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes, Duncan, who represents QRC, also mentions about New Zealand NZQA category one providers. Yes, that's another thing, guys. We work with very limited providers. We work with very limited private training establishments. There are three types of institutions in New Zealand: universities, government polytechnics, and private training establishments. Work with a very hand few uh, uh, providers. We work with category one providers only. Number one, that means they are the highest level of, in terms of quality, in terms of delivery of the programs, the quality of the programs, and their support to students. So category one institutions are the best of all the providers available in New Zealand. They private training establishments, and we work with a handful, and QRC is one of them. So if you want to be sure whether you're coming in for a good quality program at a private training establishment, you should insist to go to a category one program. Importantly, whether the program is suitable for you is important. What kind of papers they offer is important, because the papers will eventually, impart those skills that are required. The course title is not very significant over here. It's important whether it has the content that is required. Don't do courses that are very vague in nature, that have very vague papers. I have seen some programs that are very vague in nature and have no set career path available to that. Okay. So yeah, that's where we advisors come into play, where you talk to us and we give you those options so that you know which will suit you and which have a proper goal and pathway for your resident visa. Okay. Right. So that's how it is about making a choice of programs. Okay. Okay, moving on. We have the next one from Rati Charlie, who says, "Hi Mary, can you um, please brief on new work visa rules?" Okay, Rati, I think you just need to go back to the start of my session. I have just covered them, so please check and um, you can go through that after this live session is done. Okay. Right. Next question is from Varun. He says, "What is the new immigration route that will be starting from October?" Varun, that is for talent accredited work visa category, and we don't have clarity at the moment about what it's going to be further, but the salary threshold has changed, and that's what the policy change is. Also, I think you might want to go to the first of my live session and listen in so that you understand how it works. Okay, thank you. Just back and says, "Thank you for responding. I am planning to take academic IELTS in order to do masters in teaching. Anything related to Montessori education is my passion. Can you tell me what is the minimum score should be for me to qualify?" For a master's in specific areas like teaching, I think you will require a high IELTS score than normal. Definitely a 7. However, there will be individual band requirements as well. I would recommend you to check on the website of the university where you're planning to study, or the best thing is to connect with us. So if you are interested to do masters in teaching, please talk to my team and they'll be able to help you in this journey. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, looks like we ran out of questions. People who all wanted to hear about the policy changes have come and listen, heard that bit and gone away, because we seem to be having dropping numbers of viewers. That's interesting. Okay, I'm just looking at YouTube to see if there is um any other questions. Just give me a second, and I'm also going to check if my team's telling me something about something. Just a second. Okay. Okay, right. So my team's pretty quiet. Right. Okay. So my team's all right. No problem. Okay. Okay. So we have one question from CD San, who says, I'm a potential student who's planning to come to New Zealand in July 2020 intake and PG Diploma IT, Applied IT. My course will finish in May 2021. Will these changes be affecting 3 years post-study work visa when student completes? CSD, CD San, I don't know your real name, but um, if I just answered that question through my introduction spiel, if you go back and see, there have not been any changes in these in the post-study work visa areas or student visas. So um, it's not related, so it will not affect. It's as simple as that. Okay. So I would request you to leave your phone number so that you can get in touch. I think you need to work with the right advisors to be able to understand how these things work. Okay. Right. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions coming in. Right, so we have Darshan Ukani who says, "Hi Mary, I've applied for masters in BUW, and after that, I wanted to continue with PhD as further education, which is level 10. So, is there any different work visa rules applied, which is typically 3 years after post study work visa, as my PhD may take 2 to 3 years?" Darshan, at the moment, um, if you study a master's or a PhD, you will get a 3 years post study work visa. However, in your situation, I would strongly recommend you to what will happen is if you take a break after your master's, you will be eligible for a 3 years post study work visa. Okay. During that time, you can find yourself a job and apply for your resident visa and then do your PhD part time. But if you're keen to continue your PhD, great, please get into it and you can get started after your master's. The advantage of studying your PhD after your master's, there's another advantage is that you will get to work unlimited work hours. There is no restriction of working only 20 hours per week. So if you're very keen to do your PhD right after and you are financially strong, then there's no problem. Get into PhD and then you get a three you get your unlimited work rights while you're doing your PhD. That means if you find your job during that time, you can still proceed with your post study, with your resident visa. If you find a job meeting the threshold and have got 160 points. Now, however, there is an advantage for some reason. If you're doing a master's, taking a break, you will be eligible for a 3 year post study work visa. If you then do your PhD, after that you will still be, after your PhD, you're again eligible for 3 years post study work visa. Now, somebody with your kind of a profile, I will be surprised if you're not able to find yourself a job in that first 3 years of your post study work visa, because you seem to be coming for a good program at a good university and have the skills required. So, and again, this is very far-fetched. We're talking about 6 to 8 years later, because your master's is 1.5 year, 3 years, and then 3 years of PhD. I'd say just take one step at a time. Don't go to what will happen 4 years, 5 years later. Have a 2 year plan, 1 year or 2 year plan when it comes to New Zealand. Just take as and when things come, because you don't know if conditions will change tomorrow. You don't know how things are going to change. Your needs, your personal situation might change tomorrow. So if you're coming for a master's, come for your master's first and then see how it works after that. If you're able to find yourself a job, great. If you can't find one, then you want to study, then fine. So there are lots of things that can be worked out at that point in time. Take that first step and then see how it goes from there. Okay. That's what my recommendation will be, Darshan. I hope I've answered that for you. Thank you. Next, we have Omar Tunkara who says, "Hi Mary, I'm studying language in Saudi Arabia. So, what kind of a course can I apply for studying in New Zealand?" Omar, if you're studying a language course in Saudi Arabia, you have not mentioned, first of all, you have not mentioned your phone number. Second of all, you've not mentioned what level you've already finished your education. Could you please mention that details, mention your contact details and what you've already studied, and then I'll be able to come back and answer that question for you. Thank you. Next question. Reddy Kesari says, "How will you deal with work visas for Indians?" Uh, Reddy, I don't know what do you mean by that, because it doesn't really matter how you, from where you are. Yeah. So if you have a job offer letter, please send us an email with your details, which is immigrationadvisor@ajbglobal.com. If you don't have an offer letter, then you will have to assess to see if you're qualifying for other pathways. Okay. So please email us at immigrationadvisor@ajbglobal.com. Thank you. Darshan comes back and says, "Thanks, Mary. It was an informative session. Have a great rest of the day." Thank you. It's pretty much evening here. It's 8:20 now, and it is for me to time to go back home and have some dinner with my family. So thank you very much, Darshan. I hope you have a good day too. Okay, so do we have any more questions coming in? Okay, I'm gonna quickly take a break. You guys must have noticed I've changed my angle today. I just thought I'll give you a view of the office. This is our counseling area, front area, and that is, the private zone that we have our students come and hang out, and then some, the desk behind for some private conversation. So yeah, so I've just changed the scene a bit. I was getting bored by the background of the city. Okay, while we wait for more questions, this banter. Okay. Okay. Reddy says thanks. Okay, you're welcome, Reddy. Thank you very much. Okay, Vipin comes back again, says as long-term skill shortage resident will not exist. So in the future, long-term skill shortage list and points for this SMC will exist. Vipin, you're getting confused. I just told you there are two different categories. Okay, skilled migrant category is a resident visa category. Long-term skill shortage list is a separate list. Please do not mix these things and ask these questions, because they're two different categories. They're not connected to each other. Yes, there is significance of it. There are points for being on the skill shortage list. Long-term skill shortage list, there is no resident visa. That is the work visa which you're talking about. Long-term skill shortage work visa, that is. It's not resident visa. Please stop getting confused with these things. Your key, if you're coming to New Zealand, you or your wife, is to come here, find yourselves a job. Simple. And after that, the rest of it will happen. Okay. So stop getting confused, stop getting into these finer details. It is not required. Now, if you're going for an operation to, say, for example, you're going to get operated, will you ask the doctor which instrument you're going to use, which angle will you use, at what time will you use? You'll not ask. You'll just say, okay, I'm just getting into this. So it is like that. Coming to New Zealand is like that. Just come in and then see how it goes. At that point in time, what is applicable will happen. You can't expect to know everything beforehand. Okay. Life is uncertain. So you just have to embrace it. Take calculated risks. That's the word I use. You have to take calculated risks when you're migrating. Guys, if you all have good English levels, and if you all have qualifications, you will figure out something. Being here in the country, if you're here in the country, you can figure out something lawfully. Having proper people to advise you, having a company like AJV to guide you. If you see these kind of, I can tell you something, Vipin. All my AJV students, you could only see them saying thank you and going away. That's because they know exactly that at any point in time, they will get clear and proper immigration advice, and they don't have to be confused. I know at least 30 to 40 of those viewers who came in today out of the 60 are AJV students who are here in New Zealand. They quietly came and heard and went away, and few of them said thanks. That's because they are very, very, very clearly, we have explained the pathway to them. Okay. Vipin, for you as well. The idea is for you to work with us if you want any further questions to be answered. And if you work with us, you will be able to move ahead with more clarity. Okay. And I think that is very, very important. Okay. So what I would recommend is, also, we keep doing a lot of these sessions in India. We have already done 3 fairs, education fairs in Mumbai alone. We are planning to do many more cities, but all those who are based in Mumbai, here is an opportunity for you guys to come and meet us in person. Meet Arun, who's a licensed immigration advisor and the director of the company, talk about pathways to New Zealand. So you can come to JW Marriott uh, on Juhu on the 21st September. So please come there for the fair, and where you can hear us talk about the pathways available. All you Mumbaiites, please do not miss this session. It's going to be very, very informative, and it will help you have more clarity, and it'll give you an insight of who AJV is and how we do things, right? So please do. Also, it is by invitation only. So on the Facebook page, AJB Global page, you will see a lot of forms where you can register, and you can basically register for the event. Please, please attend this event. All you people from Mumbai and Pune is quite close. So if you can, come in and meet our licensed advisor, it'll be a big, big benefit for you guys. Okay. So the details will be more details of the event will be available on our AJV Global page. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Right. Next question. Omar comes back and gives his email address. Thank you so much, Omar. Omar, you need to give us your phone number as well. If you're have you completed class 12, Omar? That's what I wanted to know. Because if you are still studying at school level, then you will have to probably continue at school levels, or you may have to start with English levels first and then go on to university studies. Okay. So, Omar, please leave us your contact information for my team to come and talk to you, my team to contact you. Okay. Right. Next question is Neha comes, Neha Juno. Hi, Neha. How are you? Um, Neha says, I'm an AJV student. How long do colleges give extension in case one student visa gets delayed? Neha, it depends on the college, it depends on the course. On an average, it's between 1 week to 2 weeks, but some universities and some government polytechnics do not give any extensions. So you will have to talk to your advisor who's dealing with your application for this. He or she will be able to advise you clearly on that. Okay. Thank you very much. Next question is from Muhammad Adnan. He says, I will require work visa. So, Muhammad, I think you will have to send us an email. Also, you need to go back and listen to the session for you to understand more about work visas. Thank you. Vipin says, thank you, Mary. Thanks. You're welcome. Udari Apeksha says, hi, I have a friend who's in New Zealand doing PhD with a scholarship in New Zealand and university, and recently joined. She wants to change the course since she finds it difficult. How is this possible? Or she finds another opportunity of PhD in New Zealand. Can she change the offer and do PhD in the same university under a different topic? Just advice. Apeksha, you will have to ask your friend to contact us directly. I may not be able to advise you on this. Our number is 0800 696977. Could you please ask your friend to contact us between business hours, that is 9 to 5, and on the weekdays, and we'll be able to help her in this. Okay, thank you. Minakshi Kumar says, when will you be in Delhi? Minakshi, hi. Thanks a lot for coming online. We do not have an event scheduled in Delhi yet. Hopefully soon, because we have another team who handles this, operations and all these events in India. So the minute right now we are focusing on Mumbai, but our team will announce. We are looking at doing more events in other cities. Thank you so much for letting us know that you'll be interested. Yes, Delhi is definitely on the list of our important cities. So we will be doing an event very, very soon. Then when we do, we will let you know. We will post it on the group for all of you to be aware of. Okay. Thank you, Meenakshi. Omar says, is this program only for Indians? No, Omar, it is not for Indians. We work um, with people from all nationalities. In fact, we have a lot of people who come from the Arabian nations. So yeah, we do assist other nationalities as well. So if you can leave your contact details, my team will be able to contact you and assist you with whatever information you need. Okay. Thank you very much. Brima Tunkara says, I required work visa. Prima, we do not provide work visas for people who do not have job offer letters. You will be required to have a job offer in order to apply for a work visa. Thank you. Neha says, I'm fine, thank you. I hope the same with you. I'm waiting for the outcome for masters at Wintech Feb 2020 intake. Yes. Offers have been a bit slow, Neha. I'm aware that you've applied and waiting. I'm sure my team is doing everything to get you the offer on time. Stay in touch with them and provide them with any information if they ask for. But I'm sure the offers will come through quickly. Okay. So talk to your advisor, and I'm sure she'll be able to assist you on this. Okay. Okay, let me quickly check. There seem to be quite a few questions sitting in YouTube as well. I'm just gonna check on those. Prab says, "Hello, ma'am. I've passed 12th in medical stream and got 55% marks. So can I apply for hospitality in NZMA?" Prab, thank you so much. I see you shared your phone number as well. Thank you. Greatly appreciate that. Yes, you could do a hospitality program. I'll be surprised why is a somebody from a medical stream, I mean medical means science, you have done biology, physics, chemistry, that's what it is. So going hospitality, I don't think so. It should not be a problem. Yeah, you could be a little more chemically sound if you get into hospitality. But yeah, you should be all right because there are a lot of people who get into gastrophysics. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So there are a lot of people who are very interested in chemistry getting into hospitality and things like that. So yeah, you should be all right, Prab, as long as we are able to justify with immigration why. Okay, thank you very much. um Falguni Patel. Falguni, you have mentioned that you got your e-visa, but sorry, you've mentioned about you getting an approval, but you have not mentioned if you're working with us. Please, can you please give us that information if you're an AJB student or not? Then I can clarify. If you're not an AJB student and if you applied to somebody else, I think it's best to go back to your advisor and check on this. Okay. Thank you. Midul Nazim, you've asked a question, but you have not given us your number. Can you please come back and do so? Thank you. Andy Tanu says, "Hi Mary, I'm an AJV student planning to take PG Diploma in Business from University of Waikato. Would like to know about the job opportunities after that, and will it help me get a resident visa?" Digital business. Okay, I am not very clear about the papers in that area because it all boils down to that. Okay, what I would recommend, Andy, is can you please send me an email with a copy to your advisor to immigration advisor at ajbglobal.com. I will be able to explore, I will do a bit of research and tell you what kind of opportunities. Um, Getting a resident visa is all based on you getting a job, so we need to only see if the papers are good enough for to create that pathway for you. Okay, so send me an email to immigration advisor at AJB Global and I will assess that and come back to you. Right, so I have someone who has just rang the bell. My team, they have alerted me that the time's up. So before I go away, um all those who have come into the session at last, I recommend you to go back and listen to the session. From the beginning, you will understand better about the policy changes that are applicable. So please do that. All those who would like to contact us, the contact details are our India toll free number. Please make a note, India toll free number. All those who are based in India can contact us on this, which is 1-800-103-6525, 1-800-103-6525, or you can email to info@ajvglobal.com. If you would like to reach our onshore team, that's myself and my colleagues, you can call us on +6422605261. Please do not call us on WhatsApp. We are not accessible through WhatsApp. It is only for chats when it's important. It's too intrusive. So please don't contact us on WhatsApp and call us between 9 to 5 New Zealand work timings, please. Or you can email us at immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. Um, if you're based in New Zealand and want to call us, we also have a toll free number to reach us during work hours, which is 0800 696977. Right. So I'm done for the day and I'm hungry. I've had a long day today because I start work at 9 in the morning and go till late in the evening. I stay at the office till about 8:30 to, kind of. I don't stay that long. I just take a break and come back. But it's amazing to do these live sessions from the office, and I hope you guys like it. Please like and share. Also share it on your page, share it on your wall so that your family and friends can see it. Thank you very much, guys, for coming in and watching this live session. I hope it has been informative, especially for those who are worrying about the policy changes. Feel free to just share this on your wall, saying information about work visa changes to New Zealand, and I'm sure all your friends will also be relieved. Thank you very much, and ka kite ano. See you next time. See you next Thursday. Thank you very much.